gonna need to use blur right here. We did not get it. Gonna actually stun and blur. Or actually bail. Bro's gonna use everything. He should have. Okay, Ortake actually got it now. Alright, huge damage. I'm gonna stun. That was a tag, by the way. Hey, what is up, guys? Clunky Dude here. Hopefully you guys are doing well, and welcome to the one-shot build for Demon Hunter in the patch 10.2.5 in Dragonflight. In this guide, everything's gonna be short, straight to the point. So we're gonna talk about the stats first, and then the talents, PvP talents, and then I will show you guys the full versatility that is going to allow you guys to one-shot stuff in PvP. So the first stat that you need to go for is 30% verse. You don't want more than 30% verse. Trust, it is pointless, okay? So you get what is called diminishing return. So the more verse you get past 30%, the less verse it really gives you, all right? So diminishing returns, you can check the term on Google. It is actually something. Okay, so next stat that we need to go for is mastery. Okay, your mastery is super important as a DH, and that's pretty much it, man. It increases your speed, it increases the damage that you're gonna deal. Basically, you need a bunch of mastery, and I'm gonna show you guys how. Right now, there's a little trick that most of you don't actually know. Haste is your third and best stat. Basically, you need around like 15% haste. If you don't have 15% haste, I'm going to show you how to actually get it as a DH. All right, so first off, I'm running with crafted necklace, one crafted ring. I'm going for mastery, as you guys seen everything. Okay, on cape mastery for my cape, and for my chest piece, I'm actually running a life-bound chest piece with the enchant that greatly improves the comfort of your gear, allowing you to enter a zone of focus while over 90% health, granting you a bunch of mastery. Okay, it says 500 mastery, but really in PvP it is a bunch more than that, right? So the chest, life-bound chest piece with this augmentation, you need it. You need it, man. Every single rank 1 player is using that right now. For your boots, the same thing. You need life-bound boots, okay? So it is granting me, again, 500 mastery while above 90% health. And as a DH, you don't get focused that much. So having that 90% health won't be such a big deal. I'm gonna be straight up honest, man. People run from DHs. So at the bottom, at the top of my screen, sorry, here's the buff that we have right now. It's called Zone of Focus. I have 1300 free mastery because of those two items. All right, so pretty important. For the weapon, I'm running Sophic Devotion on both weapons. Alright guys, I need you to understand that part because it's super important, okay? Remember, you don't want more than 30% versatility, right? And there's a way to do it. You need crafted gear, okay? And I'm gonna explain super fast, okay? So for my wrist, I'm actually using an engineering wrist, which is called needlessly complex wrist guards. All right, so you can get those crafted at the work order, and basically what happens with this piece of gear here is the only stat that it gives us, the only secondary stat that it gives us is mastery. So I don't have any verse on it. It's straight up just mastery. So that's a huge bunch of mastery that we're getting from that wrist guard. Okay, and also for the belt, okay, look, this is again very important. Life-bound belt, you need those two pieces crafted at the work orders. All right, so again, life-bound belt gives me 350 haste and 350 mastery. Okay, even with those two items crafted that give me no versatility whatsoever, my versatility is still at 30%. So if I enter PvP content, hold on, I'm gonna tag the PP dummy. See, 33% versatility. I would go ahead and pickly just like try and lower my versatility again, but I don't even care at this point. I'm just like playing DH for fun, but I enjoy making those guides, explaining to you guys how to do it properly. All right, so with that being said, we are playing with Verdant Gladiator's Insignia of Alacrity. Okay, it's kind of a little bit better than the all-news trinket because it procs all the time. It procs all the time, way more often than the all-news trinket, and it is going to be super good, especially since your glaives apply a dot on enemies. Okay, and it hits multiple enemies. It applies dots on multiple enemies, so every enemy that is taking dot damage from you, damage over time effect damage from you, it has a potential chance to proc your Verdant Gladiator's Insignia of Alacrity. Okay, so basically DH is the king of padding numbers, and this is going to be best in slot for us, right? So next up, we're going to talk about the build right here. We are not playing with inertia on this one. We're playing with momentum. Okay, inertia, you can't really pick this build for, nah, just scrap that, man. Inertia is kind of hard to actually pinpoint. Your window of bursting is super short. It's super hard to squeeze in that damage, but with momentum, it allows you guys to be more trigger happy and keep on pumping the damage. All right, it's basically a 6% damage increase on everything all the time. It is pretty much active on yourself all the time. You're always dealing 6% more damage. All right, we're playing with any means necessary. Okay, increasing your chaos damage even further. We're playing with Cycle of Hatred, and you guys are gonna see this build is super fun for one reason. You will be playing aggro like crazy with this one. You will stay in battle, and basically if you do it correctly, you will stay in demon form for like 40 seconds, like 45 seconds non-stop in demon form. That is absolutely bonkers crazy. All right, again, playing with Essence Break. We're not playing with Elysian Decree because it got nerfed super hard. Okay, there's not even, like, scrap this talent right here. It's not even worth it, right? So again, we're playing with Chaotic Transformation. This one is so important that you guys actually understand it, because I'm gonna explain how to deal as much damage as possible, and Chaotic Transformation is part of the bigger picture, right? So again, Cycle of Hatred, as long as you keep dumping that freaking resource, you will stay in your demon form. And yes, this build is actually viable right now, right? Inner Demon, that thing can actually proc upwards to 120k, as you guys seen in the intro clips. It's very good to add some significant AoE damage on a bunch of enemies around you, and I would feel like I wish I was able to play Inner Demon in the season 1, but it was not possible. Anyhow, so for the PP talent, it's always the same stuff. Reverse Magic, insanely good. You can dispel roots from yourself, CCs on your healer. You can reverse like dot damage. It's pretty insane the amount of stuff that you can do with Reverse Magic. Chaotic Imprint, okay, same stuff, basically straight up just adding more damage to your burst. Glimpse, again, Vengeful Retreat provides immunity to loss of control effects and reduces damage taken by 35% until you land. And since we are playing with Tactical Retreat, your Glimpse will give you a bunch of fury, and you will need it in the rotation. All right, so let's get into the rotation, gentlemen. I've actually installed an add-on which shows the spells that I'm using in real time, so it's going to be super easy for you guys to follow along. All right, so the burst rotation. What are the actual goals for Demon Hunter? Pretty simple. You need to spend as much fury as possible, number one. Secondly, you need to never forget about your inner demons. How do you proc your inner demons? If you haven't read the tooltip, pretty simple. Every time you use I-Beam, your next Annihilation will proc an inner demon. Okay? It's for 100k, no weapon proc. Alright, so it's pretty dumb, And you need to never forget about that, because it deals AoE damage. It splashes everywhere around you, so it hits everything for 100k basically. That's how dumb it is, right? So the second tip how to do it is when you Metamorphosis, right? Annihilation, boom, enter demon, and then you can I-beam again, boom, annihilation, enter demon again. So you need to never skip on doing that. If you do, you're losing a bunch of splash damage, okay? All right, so let's do the full blast rotation starting right now. Oh, 300k DPS. Ain't no freaking way, man. Inner demon. I'm gonna buff it. See, that's 3 inner demon in a row. Okay, again. And then you want to spam as many Chaos Strike as possible, because we're about to get our I-beam again. All right, now I-beam, vengeful retreat. Then we're rushing again. Slash 400k. Are you kidding? That is so dumb. That is so dumb. So if you guys actually paid attention, we were doing upwards to 300k DPS single target. That was absolutely dumb as heck. This is DH. This is this build right now. 300k DPS single target. Just imagine if there were other people actually stacking on the person that we were attacking. Would have been even more dumb. All right, so annihilation hitting for 156k. Most likely crits, doesn't hit that hard all the time, but you can still pull up some crazy numbers with it. Death sweep hitting between 250k and 400k. Death sweep. Okay, I'm gonna explain you a little secret tech and not long, so keep watching. Okay, it's gonna be worth it to increase your death sweep damage. 400k. That is without Zerker buff. That is without a freaking saltwater potions overall. So that is kind of stupid. The hunt heading for oh, we did 1.38 million damage with the hunt. That is absolutely dumb as heck, bro. Soul Scar, that's our glaives, the dots that I was talking about earlier. Inner demon actually hitting for 528k overall. So this is single target damage. This would be like 10 times better if there were enemies around me. I would have been hitting like way harder. Okay, throw glaive, pretty menial. That's the automatic glaives throw whenever you blade dance. I-beam doing pretty menial damage. The hunt only hit for 240k, which is kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie, the hunt right now is super nerfed, okay? But what is dealing the most damage about the hunt is the dot. That's literally it. The dot deals insane, disgusting damage. I mean, 1.38 million, and that is super dumb. So, anyhow, hopefully you guys enjoyed this little showcase of the full build rotation. And now I'm gonna just like talk about a little stuff real fast. And this is the secret tech, okay? So right now I'm running a weak aura that shows whenever I have initiative active on myself, okay? So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I have right next to my frame right here, okay? Whenever I'm gonna tag those mobs, okay, it's gonna give me a stack of initiative, and it's actually tracking it. So I know that I'm gonna be critting 10% more, okay? On top of it, we got the weak aura that shows whenever we have the Fair Rush buff. So how that works exactly is you need those two things at once on your target to deal as much damage as freaking possible. See, it's all highlighted. Now we're hitting like freaking trucks. All right, you need to keep the stacks, of course. Initiative, throwing glaives at multiple targets just to proc it, going back on your target, and so on and so forth. So if you guys want me to show you guys how to set up a weak aura, I'm gonna do it just now. I'm gonna explain it very fast. All right, so you just install CurseForge. All right, you open it, you go into CurseForge, you tap Weak Aura, enter, and then it is going to be the first add-on here called Weak Auras. You just install it, and as you've done that, you just hit enter. Back in the game, you hit enter / reload. All right, so what it does, it is going to apply the Weak Aura, the add-on, right away, so you can actually use it now. We're gonna hit enter / WA, and then you can see all the weak auras for all my characters. Okay, but we're not gonna focus on that right now. I'm gonna go into pre-made aura, icon, buff, buff again, and then we're gonna go into momentum. Right, momentum, we're gonna use always show. And truly what is going to happen, we're going to drag it here. We can choose the sizes of it. And then we're going to just like close the window real fast. And then, see, I got momentum active right now. Same thing for your initiative. You literally just like click enter / WA. And then you go into pre-made auras right here. Icon, default, buff. And then you go into initiative, always show, and it's always going to be shining bright whenever you actually have the buff active. So whenever I first strike a target, before he's able to strike me, I will gain initiative. So right now we got the 2 buffs. We're fully buffed up. It's super easy to set up, and it helps a lot. Just like lining your damage as a DH, I feel like is kind of confusing for new players, so I like doing those guides that are a little bit more in depth, showing the little tricks, because for a new player, man, you don't know that stuff. You don't even know about freaking add-ons. You know nothing about nothing, and I wish someone actually took the time to make those guides for me when I first started playing. So if you did like this build video, please, man, please hit the subscribe button, share this to your friends, help me reach more people, and in the long term, I will cover up every character in World of Warcraft, helping you with anything you need. All right, so here's a little macro, so here's a little secret macro, a reward for you guys who are watching this guide up until this point, and it won't disappoint you. All right, so you know how usually when you want to use Metamorphosis, it creates a green marker on the ground, and you got to re-click the ability again to make that work. No more. My macro works in such a way that wherever my cursor is on the screen, when I press my macro, I'm gonna jump into Metamorphosis right away, right where my mouse is pointing at. Okay, so you don't see my mouse right now because it's an option in the Streamlabs, the recording software, but my mouse right now is pointing right at the blue dragon. Okay, watch this. I'm gonna hit Metamorphosis. 3, 2, 1, Metamorphosis. See, it skips that little like 1 second that it takes to like get your key and like it makes the gameplay a lot more fluent, in my opinion, and hopefully you guys are gonna like this little trick as much as I do. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, because you don't want to miss out all the new guides that I'm gonna pull up for you guys. All right, so thanks a lot for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. This was Clunky Dude.